When doing physical exercise, there is always a risk of injury. Therefore, by taking part in this class, you do so at your own risk. Always rest or have a drink of water when you need to, and if you are in any doubt about your suitability to this exercise, please consult your doctor before taking part.
My name is Sally and I am a Pilates and yoga teacher. I'm going to take you through the second video about introducing you into Pilates in conjunction with Us Active Charity. So all you will need is comfortable clothing, no shoes, and maybe a mat. So if you want to get your equipment ready, your mats, and take your shoes off, then just press pause. Otherwise, I'd like to just start with our second class on Pilates. So just starting with the feet hip distance apart, equal weight on both feet. Beginning to just rock gently backwards and forwards, getting a sense of gravity, getting a sense of all four corners of your feet. And then gently reducing that rock until you come centered over your feet. Feel for pulling the tummy in, pulling the pelvic floor up, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms, taking the chin parallel towards the mat. And we're going to start with bringing some movement in our feet. So I'd like you to come up onto the toes of your right foot. Take it down to the toes of your left foot. And down. Right foot. And down. Left foot. And down. Beginning to increase the speed, so taking that heel up, and as you place it down, take the other heel up. So pedaling into the left, into the right, into the left, into the right. Continue with that movement, really focus on that core being engaged. As we mentioned in the first video, we've got control, centering, precision, breathing, all involved in our Pilates class. And this time when you've got both heels off, I want you to pause just for a second, then pedal the left, pedal the right, pedal the left, take both heels up and pause. Pedal down the right, pedal the left, pedal the right, bring both heels up and pause. Pedal down the left and right and left, both heels up and pause. Take the right heel down, pedal left and right and left down, bring both heels up and pause. Let both heels come back down. From here, we're going to come into some arm movements. So I'd just like you to turn side. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm going to take the arms up to parallel to the mat, palms facing down, and take them down. Lift the arms up and down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Taking that range a little higher and down. Taking those arms higher and down. Taking those arms higher still and down. Taking them maybe near those ears and down. Once more this height and down. This time as you take the arms up, bend those knees a little. Take the hands up and down. Bend the knees maybe more and down. Maybe take those knees more and down. The depth of those knees is entirely dependent on your flexibility, your mobility. And down, take the arms up and down. Last time, taking them up and down. From here, we're going to take the chin towards the chest and come into our roll downs. So starting with that chin parallel to the mat, arms relaxed, shoulders away from the ears. Take the chin towards the chest Let that body roll down towards the mat. The knees can be soft. Let the head and the arms be really heavy as you come all the way down. You don't need to touch the mat. You just need to come where it's comfortable for you. Then gently uncurl, imagining you're stacking one vertebra on top of the next as you come all the way up. Bring that chin parallel to the mat. So take an inhale. Exhale, allow yourself to come all the way down towards the mat. Take an inhale there. As you exhale, uncurl all the way back up. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale all the way down. Take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale all the way up. Roll out those shoulders. From here, we're going to come down onto our back. So come towards the front of your mat so you've got plenty of space. And just take yourself down onto the mat and allow yourself to come all the way down, knees up towards the sky. So we're going to come into our bridge pose. So we're going to take palms facing down, knees and ankles hips distance apart. Ankles more or less underneath your knees. Looking up towards the ceiling and remembering that feeling of a neutral spine, so that lower curvature of the spine is naturally slightly off the mat. So keeping that sense of that lower curvature of the spine, take an inhale, and then now as you exhale, pull that tummy down, flatten that lower spine onto the mat. We call this imprinting onto the mat. Allow those hips to peel away from the mat, lifting up, coming into a bridge shape. As you exhale, lower everything all the way back down. Allowing that lower spine to peel away from the mat when you reach that point. Take an inhale. Exhale, push that lower spine into the mat, curling up into your bridge position. Take an inhale here. Exhale all the way down, letting that spine come all the way down onto the mat, and then letting it come a little bit of the way mat in that neutral position. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint into the mat, lift those hips away from the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale all the way down. Allow that lower spine to come away. Last time. Take an inhale, exhale, peel away from the mat, inhale here, exhale, coming all the way back down into that neutral spine. From here, maintaining that neutral spine, so not much pressure on for the lower back through to the mat. Take your right knee slowly up above the hip. So your knee is above the hip. The feet are directly in front of the knee, the ankle is in front of the knee. Slowly take that left one up. Slowly, slowly. Okay, from here, we're going to drop those right toes down towards the mat, keeping that same angle between the back of the thigh and the back of the calf. Lift it back up. Take the left leg down, keeping that same angle between the back of the thigh and back of the calf, and take it back up. Right leg down. Keep that core engaged, but with that neutral spine. And up. Left leg down. And up. Exhale, let the leg drop. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale, up. Exhale, right leg down. Inhale, up. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale, up. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give them a little squeeze. From here, we're going to take those feet flat on the mat again. And this time all we're going to do is to bring some movement into those feet, similarly how we did in the beginning of class. So I'd like you to come up to the toes of both feet and take them down. Toes of both feet and take them down. Toes of both feet and take them down. Last time, toes of both feet and take them down. Bring your right knee in towards your chest, taking hold of the right knee with the right hand, sending that left leg along the mat, taking hold of the left hand onto that right ankle, coming into our bicycle, if you like, bicycle legs. Swap legs, some long lengthening of that right leg. Swap legs, so right hand onto right knee, left hand onto ankle. Left hand onto left knee, right hand onto ankle as you swap the legs. And swap 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 legs. Last time, swap legs. Bring both legs in, give them a gentle squeeze. Coming into our single leg stretches where the legs are going to be long. So take the right leg up towards the sky, left leg along the mat. So we're going to aim, if you can't keep those legs straight, that's absolutely fine. Keep a soft bend in that knee, otherwise straighten that leg. So we're going to take the hands gently behind that right leg. We're going to aim to point those toes so that leg is completely engaged. Neutral spine, but core engaged. So we're going to swap legs. Gently take behind that left and swap legs. If you can, let that lower leg hover. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Bring the left to join the right. Bend the knees, bring them in and relax. So this time we're going to do exactly the same thing with those bent knees and those straight legs. And your option is to repeat exactly as we did, or to take the shoulders away from the mat so that your core is going to be working a little bit harder. Still keep the space between that chin. Okay, so first one is with the bent knees. So take hold of that right leg with the right hand, right ankle with the left hand, and straighten that left leg out. Lift the shoulders. Keeping those shoulders away from the mat, swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Keep that core engaged. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Swap legs. Bring the left knee in to join the right. Release the shoulders as if they've been away from the mat. Squeeze in. Take the right leg up towards the sky, send the left leg along the mat. Lift the shoulders away from the mat if you wish. Swap legs. 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 Bring the left to join the right, release the shoulders, release the knees in towards the chest and give them a squeeze. From here, take your hands behind your knees and just rock a little bit backwards and forwards along the length of your spine. Maybe coming up, maybe not. Just massaging that little spine. Okay, from here, we're going to come onto our side. So turn on your side. I'd recommend you turn on the side so you can watch your camera for the first round. And then for the second round, you can either switch the way you're looking, you're on your mat, or you can have your back towards the camera. So we're going to come into our single leg lifts again, like we did in our first class. And then we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to come into some forwards and some backward kicks. So just to get a sense of that waistband away from the mat and that core engaged, take the top arm over your head and feel how that automatically makes the tummy tuck in, how it automatically makes that waistband come away from the mat. Take that hand back to where it was and try and keep that sensation. Hip upon hip, knee upon knee, ankle upon ankle. Ear is resting on the upper arm of the bottom hand. Starting with that leg lift, take the top leg up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Maybe try taking that top hand onto that hip and down, up and down. Last time, up and down. Take that hand back down. So this time we're going to take the leg forwards, and as we do so, we're going to point the toes. And as we swing the leg backwards, we're going to flex the foot and come back as far as we can without rocking over onto our tummies. So take that top leg forwards and point, backwards and flex, 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 forwards and point, backwards and flex. One more time, forwards and point, backwards and flex. Take that ankle upon ankle. Coming into our clamshells. So bending those knees, coming onto your forearm, pushing away from the mat with that forearm so you've got a nice long line here. Your back and the soles of your feet are in line. Hinging at your ankles, lift that top leg up and down, up and down. Be mindful of not rocking back, so keep those hip above hip, up and down, up and down, up and down. One more time, up and down. Lovely. From here, we're going to come on to our tummies and do some work on our tummies. I'm just going to change orientation of the mat so that you can see a little bit more clearly. So we're going to start with Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, we're going to have the shoulders above the elbows, the wrist in front of the elbows, the fingers spread out in front. And I'd like you to take a nice long inhale and lift away from the mat, but keep those shoulder blades away from the mat. And as you're in this pose, feel for that back working to lift you away from that mat, holding that pose. And release. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift away from the mat. Feel for the stretch in the front of the body, that belly button away from the body, the back line of the body working to hold you up there. And release. One more time. Take an inhale. Exhale, come up. Use the back line of that body to hold you there. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Release that posture. This time we're going to take our hands under our shoulders and we're going to use the back of the body, but we're going to push out through our hands as well. So take an inhale. Exhale, come up as comfortably as is good for your back. Keep those elbows tucked in. Always keep the elbows soft and don't be tempted to crick your neck by looking up to the ceiling. Keep your neck neutral. And come down. Inhale. Exhale, come up into that cobra as high as is comfortable for your back without cricking that neck backwards. And down, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, come up using that back. Peel those shoulders away from the ears. And come all the way down. This time, mindful of that back doing its job to lift you away, we're going to take our hands out into a cactus position. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders, the wrists are directly in front of the elbows. You're probably not going to go as high as you did with your cobra, but you're really going to focus on using that back to lift you away from the mat. So looking down at the mat, take an inhale. As you exhale, lift that body, lift those arms away from the mat and come down. Take an inhale. Exhale, use the back to lift you up. Inhale, come down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale to come up. Inhale to come down. From here, take your hands underneath your face and allow your forehead to rest on the backs of your hands. Give those hips a little bit of a wiggle. So we're coming into single leg lift. So we're going to start by lifting the right leg off the mat, focusing on keeping those hips on the mat. So the temptation, if I just show you, is often to do this so you get your leg really high. We're not interested in that today. I want you to keep that hip right tight on the mat. So the height that you take your back leg may not be very high. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so starting with your right leg, lift it up and down, up and down. Trying to keep that knee as straight as possible as you come up and down, up and down. Twice more, up and down. Last time, up and down. Coming onto the left side, lifting up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Last time, up and down. This time we're going to take everything up at the same time, but we're going to take our arms by our sides. So we're going to take arms by our sides, palms are going to be facing down towards the mat. And as we lift up, we're going to take everything away from the mat and try and lift that belly button away from the mat as well. So take an inhale. Exhale, lift everything up. Keep looking at that mat. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift everything up. Inhale, come down. One more time. Exhale, lift everything up. Inhale, come all the way down. Take your hands underneath your forehead. Give those hips a wiggle. From here, take your hands under your shoulders, make your way into all fours. Taking your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. Coming into a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So as we inhale, you're going to take the tummy towards the floor, slight upward vision. As you exhale, you're going to push out the hands, push out the knees, round that back up to the sky, look towards that belly button. Inhale into your cow position, belly button to the floor. Exhale into cat, belly button to the sky. One more time. Inhale into cow position. Exhale into cat position. Come into your neutral spine. Take your sit bones towards your heels, coming into a child's pose. If this isn't comfortable, by all means take the knees mat width apart. Make your way back onto all fours, bring those knees back underneath the hips. Coming onto your side line on the other side. So maybe turning the whole way around your mat, maybe just turning so that you are no longer facing the camera, whichever works best for you. So again, straightening out that bottom arm, taking the ear on that upper part of that bottom arm. Hip on hip, knee on knee, ankle on ankle, straight line down the body. Take that top hand overhead to get that sense of pulling away from the mat, that sense of that waistband being pulled away from the mat. Then take that hand back in front to steady you. Coming with that top leg lift again. So taking that top leg up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Maybe taking the hand on the hip, up and down, up and down. One more time, up and down. Taking the hand back onto the mat, coming into those front and back kicks. So as we're coming forward, it's going to point. As we're coming back, we're going to flex the foot. So pointing forwards, flexing back, pointing forwards, flexing back, pointing forwards, flexing back, pointing forwards, flexing back, pointing forwards, flexing back. One more time, pointing forwards, flexing back. Take that foot back onto the other one. Coming into our clamshell, so bending the knees, taking the soles of the feet parallel to your back, coming onto your forearm, lifting that side of the body nicely away from the mat. Remembering hip upon hip and really focusing on not rocking back to get that knee higher. The amount you move that knee is dependent on your biomechanics, so don't worry about it. Your hips may be particularly open, they may not be. Okay, so lifting that top knee up and down, 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 up and down. Last time, up and down. Beautiful. From here, make your way onto your tummies again. Take your forehead onto the backs of your hands and give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. From here, come onto your lower arms as if you were going to come into Sphinx pose. So lifting away from the mat, shoulders away from the ears. So we're going to lift one leg at a time. So to show you, I'm going to lift my leg up and it's going to pulse, pulse, and take it back down. Then I'm going to lift the other leg up and pulse, pulse, and take it down. So starting with your right leg, bend the knee, pulse the heel towards the sit bones, pulse, pulse, take it down. Left leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Right leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Lift away from the mat, left leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Right leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Left leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Right leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Last time, left leg, pulse, pulse, take it down. Beautiful. From here, push back into all fours, coming onto your hands. And then we're going to come into a downward facing dog just to give ourselves a nice stretch. So a downward facing dog, you're going to tuck your toes. Lift your hips up towards the sky, take the knees away from the mat. Maybe straightening your legs, maybe leaving them soft. Pushing back towards the thighs so the tailbone comes high. So knees can be soft if you wish, or straight. Heels towards the mat. Lengthen the back of that body. Then gently walk the hands to the feet and the feet to the hands, meeting halfway down your mat. Take hold of opposite elbows with hands and just allow that body to shake a little bit from side to side, letting that spine open with gravity. Release the hands, coming back to that uncurling. Imagine those vertebrae stacking one against the other, coming all the way up. Let the hands and the head be heavy until you come all the way up into a standing position. Roll out those shoulders. So to finish this second video, we're just going to move all the parts of the body again. So take those legs a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Turn the toes out to about 45 degrees. For this, you're going to bend your legs as much as it's comfortable in your body. So take those arms across the body in a cross position. Bend the legs, come down, release those arms to the sides, take them all the way up to the sky. Then as you bend down again, take those arms down, cross the other hand in front, then come all the way up. One more time, coming all the way down. Take the hands all the way up. From here, take the feet together. If you're comfortable, give yourself a little wiggle and a clap on the back. So I hope you enjoyed your second class, an introduction to Pilates. As I say, Us Active, if you want to hear any more about them, just have a look on their website and you can always contact them directly. Their email address is on their website. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully you will join me for the next in this series, Pilates with Sally number 3. Thank you. Stay well.